Hey there, welcome to today's workout. Okay, so today's workout, I'm going to keep it real with you guys, and I am not editing out the blooper. Hopefully you'll be okay with that. There's a little bit behind the scenes here, but we are going to be doing a timed set of 4 different exercises for 3 rounds. So pretty straightforward, and then we have a core finisher as well. Now, a lot of this is going to look familiar. You've seen it last week, but I would encourage you to, work at your own energetic level and the pace where you're at today. So workout from beginning to end will run you about 38 minutes. So we're going to get started with the warm up here. Make sure that you have your heavy and moderate weights ready to go. In this workout, some exercises where you're going to be moving across the room. I know not everybody has that much space available to them, but I would just want you to be aware that I'm going to indicate to that. Sometimes it will be fast, sometimes it will be slow, but just make sure you have a good range of runway, if you will, to use to move. And then in terms of weights, it's full body, but we're not going to, when I say heavy, we're not going to hit the legs well, I say that, but it is a low leg. I retract that statement. For lower body, you'll have the choice to either hold them at your sides in a pair or in a goblet style where you're holding it up, okay? And then we have upper body too. We have bicep curls, we have overhead extensions, we have presses, all of the things. So I know some of you guys are working around shoulder stuff. I will speak to that, okay? So as an alternative, admittedly, you might have a little bit of repetition because of that, but we'll do the best that we can. There's a little bit of up and down. And then lastly, I'm trying something new. I'm gonna actually be sharing the timer on the Zoom call. So you guys will hear it come through the Zoom as we'll get fancy. Janice is like, whoa, step it up. I figured it out. I'm like, oh, the app is actually on. So because I record this though on my camera, then I need, somebody's like, oh, well, I don't hear it. I'm like, oh, because it's attached to the Zoom call. So we're gonna have 2 timers going at once. I hope that is okay. And it doesn't prove to be too distracting for everybody. All right, so with that, everybody's in. Christine Filanowski coming in hot. Okay, cool. You got your water, you got your stuff. I'm gonna adjust my ponytail, and we'll go from there. So yeah, it's funny. I looked last year, you guys. I'm gonna start moving. You guys just start. Can you start with an alternating lunge of your choice? Could be anything. Could be forward, could be back, whatever you want. Or a little of both. I'm gonna do a little both. So I actually went into the archives of last year, this week, to see, okay, what did we do last year? And it was this workout, but I'm gonna just shift it a little bit today because I can't leave it alone. You're like, I don't remember last year, January 17th, 2024. I can tell you what it wasn't. It wasn't Inauguration Day. All right, 3 more. All right. So as we're moving through the workout today, we're gonna start our first sets. We're gonna do 3 rounds of 4 exercises, combo of cardio and strength. I like to kind of check all those boxes. I'm switching sides. And as I said before, there is going to be a little bit of movement in that you are going to be exploring your space, if you will, right? So, all right, I got 3 more here. And that's it. All right, how are we so far? I'm gonna drop the t-shirt. Okay, next up, you've got a squat. Now, if you don't have a lot of room, you could literally stay in one spot and do it that way, okay? And just kind of step side to side, like so, or travel with it. So, squat together, because this is kind of gonna how am I saying that? This is kind of how you're going to see it in the workout. How's that sound? So as far as the steps that you take, about how many, I'll leave that up to you. For mine, I'm kind of limited to 4 because I hit the wall. I'm hitting the wall. Well, I'm happy to report, you guys. I'm going to give you a little filler so you know how this a couple weeks ago you were with me and I said I feel like I'm developing allergies, and I absolutely think it's something I'm allergic to exercise. It's something in the studio. So I got this little air filtration and it was working great, and I forgot to, my husband moved it and he didn't know I had it on a timer. I walk in here this morning, I'm already stuffed up. So at least I have my answer. All right, last two. Which feels good, you know, it always feels good to be sort of justified. All right, let's get that upper body moving. Big circles with the arms. Feels weird to be having allergies when it's, 6 degrees outside, right? 3, 2, 1. We're going to reverse direction. All right, last 3, 2. We're going to add a little rotation. Okay, little rotation here. I'm turning myself forward because we're going to do a movement that involves it. So let's practice it here. Okay. So there's a movement you guys have done with me before, a wood chopper. So let's just mimic that as if you're gonna do the wood chopper. So it's like you're winding up. Any of you guys who are golfers, right? You're kind of winding up. Obviously with the golf, it's a little bit more compact, but you're coming one side and then down to the other. One side and down to the other. What is interesting about this movement, or what might you want to be interested in, is that you're moving in multiple planes of motion, right? So up, down. Your feet ought to be moving. If they're locked in place, you gotta move those puppies. Back heel, up. Down heel. Ooh, we got Sue Granny. There we go. So up and down we go. And then you can get more dynamic with it. Let's go 5 more. 3, 2, 1. Let's take a moment to reset. So when you do a movement like that, there's a lot going on, right? You're not lifting the weight with your arms. I'm gonna go to the other side. Down, teach yourself the pattern. Even if you don't feel particularly athletic, just give yourself a chance to practice the movement, right? Step. Notice I'm kind of like winding up, ending in almost like a lunge position. Up and down. Four, 3, 2, and 1. So we are going to see that movement in our first circuit while it's fresh in your mind, okay? And we're going to do it. Here's what I'd say. If you have a medicine ball, you guys know what a medicine ball is, right? If you have a medicine ball, you can absolutely use a medicine ball. If you want to use a weight with this, I would say go for something lighter than a 10, please. Okay? So don't go yet because I gotta set my timer, but this is how you're holding it if you're using it. You're holding it like so, okay? That's one of the exercises you need. The other one is going to be, we're gonna do our side squat travel. Okay, side squat travel. If you wanna use weight with this, you hold it. Okay, hold it at your chest in a goblet squat style. Grab something moderate. That's one of your exercises as well. And then we got a little cardio in this one. Don't be disappointed. Okay, let me get my time. This is you guys, this is a lot on my little brain today to be using 2 timers at once, but I know people really like to hear that timer. So we're gonna see if we can set them up at once. Okay, you guys, so first exercise, since you already know it, is gonna be those traveling squats where you're traveling. So get yourself ready, because I'm gonna share the timer. Gotta get my glasses on. I used to laugh back when I was a younger instructor. You guys remember Mary Beth? And in a spin class, she would pull out her readers to be able to see her playlist. I'm like, I'm feeling it now. I'm feeling the struggle. I can't not have this. All right, you guys. Here we go. Let me share the sound, computer audio, share, beautiful. All right, you guys, Melissa, I'm gonna put you in charge. You're gonna let me know that you hear this tone, yes? Okay, you ready? All right, go you guys, get it. All right, there it is. Now, those two, they won't be exact, but they'll be close. How's that? All right, what? I don't need my readers. Actually, they're not readers, they're progressives, and I'm not 100% used to them yet, still, after 3 weeks. I just thought I'd share that. Apropos of nothing, right? All right, So we're going into our side squat. Big steps, toes forward. Nice. Now, I don't know about you guys. Did your timer go? All right, done. I see. Okay, give me a second. This is the unfortunate thing about this, you guys, is that the way that this goes, unless I have the timer running and I can't see you, we're gonna do that again. Hold tight. We're gonna do that same exact exercise one more time. All right, you with me? We'll see if this works, and if not, I'm bagging it. I'm not gonna make myself struggle. Hold tight, give you a little bit more of a rest here. All right, I gotta be honest with you. It's too much for my little brain. You're just gonna have to, I can't be running 2 timers at once. You're just gonna have to listen, okay? You okay with that? All right, here we go. Let's do it one more time so I can get my head straight. Get my head in the game. All right, here we go. 1, 2, we started. It's sort of like this. It's like, it has to be one or the other, right? So, but I said this the other day, like in a timed set, your body, especially when the time is the same, right? Your body does start to predict that after you've done it a couple times, so. All right, so when we get to the end of this, let me just tell you what we're gonna do. So you are going to be going into our cardio move after this. We have 10 seconds. You go put your weight down, you're gonna get that bad boy out of the way because I don't want you to trip. Time, put the weight down. All right, your options of your cardio moves. Number 1, you can just give me like a little low mimicking jumping jack. Number 2, you can give me a little shuffle across your room. Make sure you pick up your feet. Let's do it. All right, so you've got those little side lunges, or you can get nice and low. Now, if I wanted to be a real jerk of a coach that really pushes you, I might say, wherever you're shuffling to, when you get there, touch the ground. I know. I'm just praying I don't trip over my 2 mats that I have here. I definitely gotta make sure I lift up my feet. 3, 2, 1. Are we out of breath? Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay. Pause, please. Pause. All right. Grab your weight again. Grab your weight. Whatever you got. Hold it at your chest. All right. Give me a forward lunge, alternating forward lunge. So, let's talk about this. Right now I have the weight horizontal. If it's resting against your body, pull it away from your body, pull your elbows forward, okay? This is just another variation on that goblet squat style. So it's not out to side. You're not simply holding onto the weight. You're holding onto the weight intentionally, right? It sits beneath your chin and level with your chest. Someone asked me recently in my beginner program, is it better to alternate? Hang on. Put the weight down. Is it better to alternate or is it better to stay on one leg? It's like, it depends on the goal. All right, you guys, do you have a lightweight or a moderate weight? We're going into our wind chopper. Wind chopper. Wood chopper. Hello, here we go. You've got control over that weight, please. So as I said before, this is predominantly a core exercise. Obviously your shoulders and arms are working as well, the heavier the weight gets, but you're also working your hip too on that follow through, right? You're not bending into your back, but you're engaging the glute, okay? At least I hope you are. 15 seconds. Remember which way you were going. For me, I was going left to right. Say it to yourself. And then you're going to be going to the other side. Okay? Go. Go, go, go. I know. Listen, I'm willing to try it again. Sharing the timer on the Zoom. I'm willing to give it another go. Sometimes though, I'm more about like, let's just get moving. I got you. 5 seconds. 1. All right, so differently than we did January 17th, 2024, I got one more move for you guys. Hold tight, put your weights down. All right, you're gonna give me a round of basic jumping jacks. Basic jumping jacks. Again, keeping your feet moving, running in place. I just want you to move. Just want you to move. So jumping jacks work just fine. You know, that little bit of jumping, you know, couple 10 minutes a week, really good for your bones. So, with that said, a bouncy. Someone asked me recently, like, jumping feels so awkward. This is literally where it starts, right? This kind of like springing on your toes. Practice, practice, practice. You'll get faster. You'll get more proficient. All right, we're gonna take a breather, everybody. We're gonna regroup. How was that? We a little out of breath? Damn it, I'm not getting credit. So this is funny. I thought, listen, I can't go anywhere without leaving something behind. That's just kind of how I am. So I came back from Las Vegas. I'm like, shit, did I leave my watch in the hotel? No, it turned out it was in a strange area of my bag. But I thought I did, so I just locked it from my computer, and I'm like, now I gotta put a code, tap in the code every time I want to use the damn thing. All right, so we're back to the squats, okay? Traveling squats. What is your weight gonna be? You're holding it up, you're holding it low. It really doesn't matter to me. So some other options, you guys, is to go low, right? And do it this way, and go a little heavier. You can make it your own. In fact, I encourage that. In fact, I'm gonna go with my big boy now that I'm warm. Oh, yes, as always, you're already ready. Extra credit for the start. All right, guys, ready? All hands on deck. Get them on up there. Whatever weight you're using. 3, 2, go. Oh yeah. So again, because of the added weight, it's slowing my roll. Going a lot slower here. Now you might notice when you do this, you kind of lead with one foot, right? The foot that's stepping first. Five seconds. Time. Time. I know, because we had that little extra in there. Remind me where we went next. You guys remind, did we do the shuffle next, or which one did we do next? We did the lunges next? Are we sure about that? I don't think it really matters. Weight down. Let's shuffle. I'm taking control here. Ready? You know what it is? That trying to do the 2 timers just threw me for a loop. All right, ready? Go. You're on your own. Shuffle. Let me write this down. We'll get it right sooner or later. Side squat. Shuffle. Yeah, it was a shuffle because I said if you don't want to shuffle like that, if you don't want to like lift up your feet, you could just kind of tap out. Looking good. Oh, this is good that I'm writing. I can set this one out and just look right at you. Wood chopper. All right, my friends, you got 17 seconds. Yeah, I believe this is where I said, if you really want to get into it, get into a squat. Ugh. Time. All right, now we get the lunges. So this is where I said to you, again, goblet squat style, you hold the weight forward, your elbows are forward. Why is that? Because it's putting you in a more advantageous position as far as your posture is and your upper body. So whether you're holding it vertical, I kind of actually am liking the horizontal hold because I can keep my hands separated and it feels better on my traps and my neck. Again, that's just a personal thing I've been playing around with. And breathing. So I've said to you guys so many times, like a lot of our tightness that we experience in our neck and shoulders has to do with our lack of breathing. So putting yourself in a position like this, it's the equivalent to when I ask you guys to go into that doming position where you create more space for more air to go, less tightness. That's your set. Put the weight down. All right. Wood choppers. Remember what side you want to do? Remember what weight you want to do. I'm going to increase. I know, 20 seconds is not long. Nice and steady, my friends. Let's go. You look great. Okay, let's watch. I'm looking at a few people making a J. What do I mean by that? 5 seconds. Here's how to know. If you're doing this, I need you to stop, dial it back. Draw a straight line, straight down your body. Move your lower body with you. The reason why I don't want you to do a J is number one, with the J, you're not using the core. You're just swinging a weight. Bend your knees. Look like a freaking athlete. Channel your little Serena Williams, right? Or whoever you want. Whoever your favorite athlete of choice is. Bend your elbows a little bit. Bend your elbows a little bit. Lori, I want to see that weight higher. Bend your elbows a little bit. Yep. Yeah, a little better. So think about creating a line, a straight line. Like it should be coming down across your chest instead of down like so. That's all right. Yeah, you got it. Looks good, Tara. Nice. 5 seconds. This becomes more important, you guys, especially if you're doing, if you do start to increase the weight, the trajectory, if you will, of how you're holding the weight really does start to matter a little bit more. All right, here comes our cardio move. If you're taking it, otherwise you're resting. So, like that move, admittedly, my preferred way to do it is with a cable machine. But unless you have a cable machine at home, you are kind of limited. But just know that like a band works really well, but the same rules would apply. You still want to get that straight line, okay? Think about like, there is definitely an athleticism to that movement. A little bit of a learning curve. Oh, my friends, you gotta do this one more time, okay? One more time. So I, for one, am gonna increase my weight on every single lift that I do. You don't have to do that. I want you to, you do you. But I gotta put stop, and I gotta plan for that. Means I gotta put some stuff away. So for my traveling squats, I'm gonna use my 30, it's out there. For my lunges, hold tight, you're still sitting it out. For my lunges, I'm gonna use my 20. And for my wood choppers, I'm gonna use my 12. Speaking out loud, my own sense of sanity so I don't forget. You know how it goes. You're grabbing some water. All right, so this is gonna be our final round of this. Yes? All right, give me 10 more seconds of rest. All right, set it up. Let's go. We're going for our squats first. Let me get my weight. Let's begin. So I guess, like, as today, it's like, I mean, we expect it to be cold, this area. Oh, keep going. Keep going. We expect it to be in this area of the country cold, but did they get snow in Florida? Did I see that? Hopefully not as far south as Lori. Not here, but over Jacksonville. Yeah, I saw that. I was like, that's crazy. Because you know what it is? You guys have 10 seconds. A couple years ago, when my husband and I did 2 little winters in Florida, there was a gym that I wanted to check out, and I'm still on their emailing list, and I got an alert. 3, 2, 1, done. I got a little alert that they had some snow. They had some snow. All right, the shuffles are next. And I don't want to be the one to tell you this, but you haven't been going for 40 seconds. You've been going for 45 with 15-second rest. Anybody feel like that rest was not a lot? All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1, go. That's what happens when Jen tries to do too many things at once. I remember one year I was in Florida over New Year's, and I was so excited because I was like, oh, it's gonna be warm, it's gonna be great. Y'all, it was like 32 degrees there the entire week. I'm like, there's not a lot to do when it's that cold down there. Not like they're set up for that. And no one has the right outfit for it. And use your legs. So if you're trying to get to the floor, remember, you're not bending over. All right, lunges are next. All right, so personally, I'm going a little heavier. Little fuller range of motion for me. Very focused on that. 5 seconds. All right, here's that wood chopper again. 3rd time's the charm. So remember, and I know I'm saying this over and over again, but I also know for some folks it is newer. From the side, again, across, right? If you're doing this, we want to do this. Think about if you were actually chopping wood, you have an axe. That's in your mind the action that you want. So if you did this, you probably get yourself in the knee, which wouldn't end well. That is so much better. And please, as you're moving that weight through the air, whether it's a 5 or a 15-pound dumbbell, you are using your core to propel it, right? To guide it. Oh yeah. Done. Put it down, please, and pause. Pause, please. Take a breath. I know it's only 15 seconds. Oh, but don't put the weight down, because you're just going to have to pick it right back up. Ready in 3, 2, 1. Looking good, my friends. So again, some are going a little bit on the slower side, which is totally fine. it's like with anything, right? You will find your own internal rhythm with this stuff, and then you just gotta kind of follow it, right? That's why it's a huge reminder to us all to, as much as I'm guiding you and we're doing this follow along stuff, we still want to be, you could stop, you want to still be in your body, right? You're never checked out, just trying to keep up with the trainer. You're doing you. All right, here we go. This could be a rest, or it could be around the jumping jacks. And then we're gonna take a 1 minute full rest, grab some water, and regroup. Seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Done. All right. Now you're taking a breather. Never mind, if you wanted to do a fourth round of that to extend your workout by another 5 or 6 minutes, you could absolutely do that. Otherwise, you're going to come with me on the ground. We're going to go ahead and do kind of like a plank and core finisher. It doesn't last all that long, but it's definitely pretty intense. And then we're going to go on to a quick little stretch at the end. So, this is what I want you guys to do. I want you to start on your back. Everybody down. Everybody down. Let's go. Okay. So, first things first. I'm going to talk you guys through this again. You are not going to hear the timer. You're just going to have to rely on me. Sorry. Okay, here we go. Ready? Set. Go. So, if you guys were with me in my core class, at some point in the travels, I had you do a class where I had you have a blanket underneath your ribs. And what I was trying to do is get you to sense the blanket on your lower rib. So imagine that there's a blanket or a sweatshirt underneath you, supporting the curve in your lower back. And I want you to take your top ribs and I want you to press into that spot. Then I want you to put your hands behind your head as a cradle and pull your elbows forward. If they're out to the side, pull them forward. So yes, you're in a flexed position. You're gonna breathe for me. Super simple, right? Just breathing. 3, 2, 1. Now I want you to take your hands away. I want you to put them on your knees. And I want you to pull your knees into your hands. My hope is that you feel your core. If you don't feel your core, lift your shoulders a little higher. Squeeze. Think about squeezing your outer hips towards each other. Take your right hand off of your knee and put it on top of your left hand like you're doing CPR. Kick the right leg up and hold. Press as hard as you can for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pull the knee back in. Switch hands. Right hand on right knee, left hand on top. Kick the leg out. 5. Give me a thumbs up if you're feeling that. 4. Somebody. Look alive. Thank you. 3, 2, 1. Switch sides. Left over right. 4, 3. I know, you burn in there. 2, 1. Switch sides. I can't figure out if that's from my core workout yesterday. 3, 2, 1. Take it back. Let's take a little breather. So all you're doing there is like versions of what's in the dying bug family. And even just literally sitting still is enough to engage those muscles. So that's kind of what we want to do when we're in plank. Go ahead and flip it over. My question for you is, can you recreate that same kind of feeling in a plank? All the way up, let's go. Right, so it's the mind-muscle connection as opposed to the fancy moves that does the job. So think back to what you were doing. If I pull my ribs up and in, if I tuck my tail under and I squeeze my abs, imagine that you're pulling your foot towards your hands. Opposite foot towards your hand, just imagine it with your mind. 3, 2, 1, switch sides. So right toe to left hand, you're not even actually moving. 3, 2, 1. If you want to get fancy, lift your left leg. Lift your right hand. Put your right hand on your left knee. It's like a game of Twister. Hold. 3, 2, 1. Switch sides. Take it one step at a time, right? Where is it that your form might fall apart? If it falls apart, I'm not even looking at you guys. Switch sides. Let's try it again. Switch. Trying that my mat is like all slippery, so is my hand. 3, 2, 1. All right, any of you really fancy people, you want to do one more time? Woo. All right, that is it. Holy cow. All right, so with that, we're just gonna take a beat here before we move on to the cool down and stretch. All right. Come down. We're gonna stay on the ground. You guys are you just finished on the ground, so we'll just stay there because it seems to make sense. Here we are. If you're popping out early, that's cool. Let's go ahead and sit, okay? You need to position something under your hips, you can. Go ahead and take the soles of your feet together, knees wide, come into a hinge. No, what was on my mind about that was like, I think this goes with so many things, right? As you're going through the journey of life, you know, we can all look at those moments in time where we have like that little voice, right? That little piece of intuition that propels us to do the scary thing. And sometimes it ends poorly and sometimes it doesn't, but more often than not, it ends up pretty good, especially if you like really listen to that inner wisdom. And I think that is one thing I've learned in my years is that that's a skill. And it's a skill that is something, you know, that takes practice. And I'm gonna go ahead and cross my legs. I'm gonna cross this leg over the other leg. And I think about it like as it pertains to exercise and why a lot of people, especially when they're making exercise like a part of their life, but they continue to struggle to know why they're not seeing results, whatever that means, right? Whatever you want to define. And I would say, you know, somehow we get wrapped up in externalizing things in exercise watches or heart rate monitors or data points that, quite frankly, they're meaningful, but up to a point. Those are the guys that spin with me, you know this, right? I think, you know, you can give yourself every bit of a great workout just being in your body, listening to your inner wisdom. And so I shared that story, you know, sharing that example of that was a moment, like right in my mind. Yes, I'm coaching a class, but I'm also doing the workout with you. And I'm thinking to myself, okay, you know, Jen, if your goal is to get stronger, you got to pick up heavy weight, but today might not be that day. And that's about, you know, that's honoring yourself in a lot of ways of saying, okay, like what is going to be, you know, what's the right choice for today? And it goes whether you're pushing yourself or it goes whether you're holding yourself back. And the more you exercise that mental muscle, it's going to take you quite far, I imagine. Those of you guys that have ever, you know, done yoga with any regularity probably know that. That is one of the, you know, yoga did not start as a physical practice. It is a spiritual practice, but that's really what it's about. You know, say things like, you know, the way you show up on the mat is the way you show up everywhere. If you're always pushing and striving and not honoring your body on any given day, it's going to show up in injury. How do we think that works out in life, right? If you're never cutting yourself any slack, never giving yourself any compassion, you might succeed in a lot of ways, but fail in others. And so I do think that, you know, in many ways there's so much wisdom to be taken from that. All right, we're going to take the hands, tuck the chin. All right, so with that, we're going to take it into a chest opener. Take your arms behind you, a little chest and shoulder stretch. All right, my friends, that is it for today. I'll see you in the next workout.